Hello everyone, welcome back to Quick Snips with Chris. Today, we are officially taking the show out of this world. That was such a bad joke, I'm not even going to pretend to laugh. Let's just get on with the show, shall we? For centuries, humans have asked the question, are we alone in the universe? Cue spooky music. Thank you. The answer is no. We happen to live on a green and blue marble in the middle of the big, black, infinite abyss of nothingness we call space. Fortunately, there's also this huge, blazing ball of fire we call the sun to keep us all nice and toasty so that we don't freeze. Thanks, God. Now, the Earth orbits the sun once a year. And it turns out there are several other objects that also orbit the sun. These chunks of rock and space gas are called planets. And when people discovered these planets a long time ago, they used to think that everything, including the sun, orbited the Earth. If you ask me, myself, personally, I believe that the sun orbits the Earth because every day we see the sun cross our sky in a large circle. Now we know that it's the Earth that's both turning around and orbiting the sun, along with other planets. Earth is pretty special. It's our favorite planet, which is a good thing because it's the only planet that we can live on. But it's not the first planet in the solar system, and that's also a good thing. The planet closest to the sun is Mercury, and you would not want to live there. Mercury is pretty small. It's only about 1/3 the size of the Earth and just a little bigger than our moon. It's not big enough to keep a constant temperature, so the side facing the sun is really hot, and the side facing away from the sun is really cold. Mercury is named after the Roman messenger god because it moves really fast. It's a lot closer to the sun than the Earth is, and it orbits the sun 4 times faster than the Earth does. So a year on Mercury is only 88 days. The next planet is a lot more like the Earth. Venus is about the same size as our planet, and it orbits the sun every 225 days. Venus is named after the Roman goddess of beauty, but even though it might look golden, it's not so pretty down below. Huge clouds of trapped gas rain down a toxic chemical called sulfuric acid with a temperature of 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Venus is like Earth, but if everything went wrong. Finally, we get a nice planet. The third planet from the sun is called Earth. You may have heard of it before. The Earth orbits the sun every 365 days to make a year. It's the only planet that supports life, and so it has lots of animals and plants and rivers and lakes and oceans and trees and grass and lots of other nice things. The fourth planet is really cool. Mars is about half the size of the Earth, and it orbits the sun every 687 days, so about 2 Earth years. If I could go anywhere in the solar system, it would probably be Mars, because it's the closest to Earth. Well, other than Venus, but no one wants to go to Venus. Everyone gets excited about Mars because the weather isn't too crazy, and humans might actually be able to live there someday. We've sent lots of robots there, but no human has actually ever been there. Yet. Mars is named after the Roman god of war, since its cool red color kind of looks like blood. Ew. Let's just move on to Jupiter. Jupiter is named after the Roman king of the gods, and sometimes it's called the king planet because it's the largest planet in the solar system. More than 1,300 Earths could fit inside it. Actually, all the planets in the solar system could fit inside it. Jupiter orbits the sun about every 12 years, and it has over 80 moons. The planet has some cool features, like crazy never-ending storms, and one huge storm called the Big Red Spot, and even a few rings of gas and dust. But if you're looking for rings, Jupiter is nothing compared to the next planet. Saturn is the 6th planet of the sun, and it's most famous for its beautiful rings of dust, gas, and ice. The planet is 9 times bigger than Earth, and it orbits the sun every 29 years. It also has 83 moons, because, it just had to be Jupiter. Saturn is named after the Roman god who happens to be Jupiter's father, which is confusing because then he should be the king, but he's not, and Jupiter's the king, but it's confusing. That's mythology, right? The 7th planet is Uranus, and it's just weird. It has rings too, but they're tilted. Like this. Uranus is about 4 times bigger than the Earth, and it orbits the sun every 84 years. The planet doesn't really have a surface because it's made of bluish-greenish gas, which makes it a gas planet. Oh yeah, I forgot. Jupiter and Saturn, both gas planets too. Uranus is named after the Roman god of space, which is pretty cool. Finally, there's Neptune. It's the farthest planet from the sun, and it takes 165 years to orbit. Neptune is about 4 times bigger than the Earth, and it's a gas giant, like Uranus. It's named after the Roman god of the sea because of its beautiful blue color. Neptune is the planet, and no, there is not a planet because Pluto is not a planet. Let me explain. Reason number 1. Pluto is a dwarf planet, even smaller than our moon, and it takes 248 years to orbit the sun. The real planets are actually lined up nice and flat on this ecliptic plane, but Pluto's orbit goes like this. You see what I'm saying here? Unfortunately, the planets are hardly ever arranged in a perfect straight line like this. They were in 2020, but they won't be again until 2161. I'll be very old by then, but hey, who knows? Maybe I'll still be making these videos. Hey, I'm still talking about Pluto. You distracted me. Other than these planets, there were a lot of objects in the solar system that are bigger than Pluto and closer to the sun. If we allowed Pluto to be a planet, there would be hundreds of other planets to memorize. I think it's quite enough. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. You got it? Good. Next time, we'll look at something else that's in space. It's not a planet, but it's still super important. I'll see you then.